sick! Check it out! Stop!
Is it loaded?
I don't know. It's a flamethrower, I think.
It is a flamethrower.
It's an M9A1 flamethrower from Vietnam, and it's operational.
Oh my God.
The flamethrower is an M9A1 flamethrower from Vietnam. This is late 60s. It's been civilianized to make it safer so customers can go out in the desert and shoot it. The flamethrowers sell for about $4,500.
Didn't the soldiers hate carrying this because it was like walking around with like a bomb on your back?
The early ones were, but the later models wasn't much of an issue.
You also have to remember, like places like Iwo Jima in the Pacific Campaign, Marines used flamethrowers to pretty good success because the Japanese were entrenched many times in caves. Many times you couldn't get them out of holes and things, and so the flamethrower operators would walk up, find the entrance, and shoot the flamethrower inside, and it would clear it.
What were these things filled with?
Napalm. It was a mixture of diesel, gasoline, and a thickener.
Damn.
Flamethrowers are really fun. They're certainly dangerous, and they're not to mess around with. But World War II flamethrowers are sort of where you want to be as a collector, but they're expensive and they're hard to maintain. But a good Vietnam one, it's still worthwhile to a collector.
Does this thing work?
It does work.
Okay.
Now, there's legal issues here, and I'll address them. Most states in the U.S. allow these, especially heavy agriculture states like the Midwest, because farmers still use them to clear old crop. But typically, they're filled with diesel fuel, something more stable than napalm, and they're considered farm equipment.
Okay.
How much is something like this?
This is about $4,500.
So can we take that when we look at the tank?
We sure can, if you want to use it.
I'd love for him to shoot it.
Hell yeah, I want to shoot that thing.
I just hope that after Chum shoots the flamethrower, I'll still be alive to make the deal.
This will shoot a wall of fire 30 yards.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Oh, oh my God!
Oh my God, it's hot!
Chum, that's enough! Chum, stop!
Pretty badass.
That was over too soon.
Is that it?
That was the most terrifying thing I've ever experienced in my life.
What
Well
do you
done,
mean?
Chum.
Let me tell you what.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
warm over here. Let's take this thing off, because we're definitely gonna have to buy this bad boy. Alex, I love it. What do you think?
I mean, it works great.
It works great? No, it's badass.
It is badass, and it's why they don't make them anymore. You know, it was terrifying. It was fairly efficient. It was pretty useful in World War II. By the time Vietnam came along, you know, after that, the U.S. military stopped making them and decommissioned all the ones that were there. So it's a Model M9. It's Vietnam era. It is more or less original parts. The parts that need to be replaced because of function and safety have been the wand is reproduction, which is common for flamethrowers that are actually being used because the Vietnam wands are very rare and hard to find. Ron, I know when you told us about the value, you said $4,500, and I'm going to do something I rarely do, is actually say I think you're wrong. I think the value is quite a bit higher, almost double. I've seen these sell in this condition and this functionality for, I would say, a minimum of $8,000 and sometimes more. So I think you're being really generous.
All right, so you know what? You said $4,500. He said it's worth like $8,000. Can we just sell it $5,000?
You being a Vegas guy, for sure, we can do it.
All right, sweet, $5,000.
Well, I didn't come out to the desert to watch a weenie roast and all this. Let's go fire this tank.
It's ready. The guy's got it all prepped.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. What do we got here?
I have a pair of 1860 Colt Army revolvers.
Where in the world did you get these?
I actually just moved to Vegas, and I found them in my garage.
It's a hell of a find.
We were cleaning out the garage. We found this wooden case, and in the wooden case was the revolvers. I'm hoping to get $20,000 for the guns today. I just don't have any use for them, and they're just collecting dust. So hopefully I can make some money on them.
They're beautiful guns. Basically what they are is Civil War Army-issue Colts. This is one of the reasons why the North won in the Civil War. They were just better armed. And the Colt Army was, I would say, the best pistol out there during the Civil War. This was so high tech at the time. I mean, you can actually shoot 6 shots within a few seconds. Samuel Colt had been working on perfecting the revolver since the 1830s. And by the time of the Civil War, he hit it big with the Colt Army. It was precision engineered, quick, and reliable. Some of the engraving back then was just amazing, it really was. And this wasn't machine done, that was all hand done. These were craftsmen. You had to be great at engraving to work for Colt. So how much do you want for them?
20,000?
All right, do you know how much a pair of 1860 Colt factory engraved pistols are worth? A pair of them?
No, I didn't.
Over $100,000. These are real deal Colts, and they're fully engraved. But, so you have this serial number, which is 98,000, and this serial number, 144,000. There's a 50,000 gun difference here.
Right.
They would have pulled these right off the assembly line, either right next to each other or real close to each other. The serial number wouldn't be off by like more than 20 or 30 numbers. And also, we're talking the 1860s. Guys didn't like flowers on their guns.
Right.
What I believe we have here is some guy, I don't know how long ago, but he basically took some guns that were pretty beat up, I imagine. And he spent $1 gazillion worth of work on them. He did make them worth more, but they're not factory engraved. We're nowhere near the 6 figures they would go for if they were factory engraved. But these Colts are a very attractive pair, and Colts are as collectible as they come.
All said and done, son, what are we gonna pay for them?
$3,500?
They just seem like they're in great condition. They're over 100 years old, and I never seen anything like them. How about 6,000?
I really wish you had like a sea battle scene or an army scene engraved on the cylinder. Can you take $4 grand?
How about 5,500?
I'll tell you what, I'll give you $5 grand. I think that's a fair price.
Can you get them to offer more?
I was thinking 45, son. What sounds good to me. I can't go up to 5.
Well, I've already offered him that.
Yeah, I know. That's you, not me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, $5 grand's it. $5 grand is it.
I'll do the 5.
All right,
Thank you.
we'll write these things up.
I'm not really into guns, and I'm walking out with $5,000, and I'm gonna go buy me a new motorcycle.
How's it going? Got some sweet for you, man.
Okay.
This is my 1000% bear brick. It's by KAWS.
What do you mean 1,000%?
That's just the size. So this is the largest version he has. They have 100%, 400%, and this is 1,000%.
So it's not small, medium, large, it's...
No, yeah, we're going by percentages here.
All right.
I came to the pawn shop today to sell my 1000% bear brick by KAWS. It's a very desirable piece. It's a collectible. KAWS is an urban artist, and once his art was known, all of his pieces were sought after. I'm asking $12,000 for it.
It's interesting, but who's the artist?
KAWS, he's a famous artist out of Brooklyn, and this is the dissected version.
Okay. It's...
Beautiful. They go for a lot. He has a lot of pieces. Of course, he has
Whoa, a KAWS bear brick? Are you selling this?
I am.
Do you know what this is, Rick?
It's a bear thing?
This is KAWS.
So how do you know about this?
He's one of the biggest artists, Rick. You gotta understand. MTV had him redo their Moon Man for their MTV award. Jordan has done collaborations. They've made Jordan shoes with this guy. He's had some stuff even sell for $14 million. You know? He started working on painting backgrounds for 101 Dalmatians, Doug, like the animated series. And then at night, he would go out and do graffiti. And that's how he got famous. KAWS's signature trademarks is putting X's on the eyes and X's on the hands. This is actually one of the most sought after ones, really hard to get. This is called the Companion, and the Companion is modeled after Mickey Mouse.
Is that the box for it right there or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, you got the box for it too?
Yeah, original box with it as well, I guess you would say.
So what's this thing worth?
I mean, brand new in the box, in the plastic, People ask about 12,000 for it, 13,000, and they do sell for that. But open like this, already out of the box, other than these few little scuffs, I mean, the condition looks pretty good, and I think all this stuff could be wiped off with a towel. Without trying, you could get 5,000 for it. These things are only going up in value. You need to get it, all right?
Okay. All right. I don't know what's crazier, that it's worth that kind of money or Chum knew that much about it.
I heard that, Rick.
So, I mean, what's your best price for it?
How about $10,000?
No, because I can't sell it for that much. I'll give you $4,000.
No, I can't go that low. Six grand?
Tell you what, I'll do 4,500. I'm not gonna do any more.
5 grand?
I'll go 4,500.
Rick, 5 grand's a steal. You're basically robbing them.
You work for me, right?
I've seen you do the customer right.
All right, I might be crazy, but I'll do the 5 grand.
Sweet.
Okay, sweet. I'll meet you right up front. We'll do some paperwork, and I'll get you paid.
Don't worry, Rick, I'll put this away.
Be careful with it. Don't screw it up. You better be right on this, John.
So I got something to talk to you about. Okay.
What?
Rick Harrison's collection. It's a collection of fine art, right?
Yes.
Remember we bought the KAWS bear brick?
Yes.
Those things are going up in value every day.
Just spit it out, chum. What do you want?
I had a vinyl toy made.
So you had a vinyl toy made of yourself?
No, I didn't have a vinyl toy made of myself. Who would want to buy that?
You better not have made one of me.
Even less people would want to buy that. Okay, this is a collection of fine art. I had one made of Pinky.
Oh my God.
Me and Corey did a photo shoot and everything.
We did not do a photo shoot. You did a photo shoot.
If you're interested, I'm thinking about we can get a small limited edition, maybe 10 or 20 of them.
And how much do you think I can sell these for?
About 2 grand.
2,000 for Pinky.
I mean, yeah.
You know what, for you, chum, I'll put it in my gallery for 2 weeks. If it doesn't sell, I'll give it back to you.
It's gonna go like hotcakes.
They go like hotcakes, great, we'll both make money. But, just so you know, if it doesn't sell, I'm gonna give it back to you. And I'm not buying it off you, it's just consignment, okay?
All right, that's good enough for me. I'm gonna go put this in a safe place. I wouldn't want any haters to take it.
These are 8 different parchments signed by different presidents following the career of one soldier from second lieutenant to brigadier general.
Okay. So basically you have some guy's military career and this is all of his promotions and certificates or whatever he had?
We have all his medals here also.
Okay, we have Lieutenant Colonel.
And that was under Theodore Roosevelt, along with William Taft being Secretary of War.
Yeah, that's a big wow factor right there.
I came to the pawn shop today to try and sell my military documents that have been signed by different presidents. I'm looking to get at least 10 to 12,000. I am getting married next summer, and we need to finance this.
Who was this guy?
This was Lorenzo W. Cook.
Second lieutenant in 1866. Andrew Johnson was president then. Some people consider the worst president in the United States history. And we have
U.S. Grant.
In 68.
Yeah. Wasn't Grant like a complete alcoholic or something like that?
Oh yeah, he smoked like 20 cigars a day and drank like at least a quarter whiskey a day.
A good life.
But he was a really good president. God, you just have a lot of paperwork here.
Yeah, I know.
This one's neat. Chester A. Arthur, 1883, 92. So we have Benjamin Harrison. McKinley, 1897. And Theodore Roosevelt again, and Taft again.
With the Brigadier General.
This is Brigadier General.
Seems like the guy moved up pretty far through the ranks in the military.
Oh, yeah.
To actually get to the position of general is pretty rare. This is pretty incredible. There's only been 44 presidents, and this guy has documents signed by 7 of them. They seem to be all tied together to one soldier, which makes an interesting story, and that can be a big selling point to collectors. So how much do you want for this stuff?
I was thinking about 10 to 12,000.
That's a lot of money. Do you mind if I have someone look at all of it? Okay?
Not at all.
Sometimes secretaries sign their signature on there. I want to see which ones the president's actually signed, and she'll know. Okay?
Okay. I'm cool with that.
This is a tough one to price. I have a pretty good idea what presidential signatures go for, and most medals you can just look up in a book. But as a collection of this guy's entire life, we have something pretty unique. I just want to know which one of these signatures are real and which aren't, because, you know, I just know that presidents, a lot of these were signed by secretaries.
It is a question of what we call authorized forgeries, when it's secretarial or stamped or something like that. And that's much more common in times of war when there are a lot of different commissions. So let's take a look at these here and see if they're all authentic. All right, I'm gonna pull out my little toy. This is one of my favorite things. The value in these documents is all in those signatures. So if they're not real, we're looking at very little.
This one's Benjamin Harrison, right?
Yep. Let me look at the Roosevelt.
Theo.
Theo.
And Taft.
Together? Oh, great. That's what you want. Johnson. The main thing I'm looking for here is how the characters are formed, especially if it's a secretarial signature. The characters will be similar to the original, but not quite the same. Another thing that you have is the Secretary of War during Chester Arthur's presidency was Robert Todd Lincoln. That's the only one of Abraham Lincoln's children to survive to adulthood. So that is pretty interesting. Now, one of these signatures is not real. Okay?
Which one?
The Andrew Johnson.
Okay.
Johnson notoriously hurt his hand a couple months into his presidency, and he started using a stamp. If you look really closely there, you can see the way that the ink is attaching to the paper. It's a little bit more dotted. There are pieces of white within the ink showing where the stamp didn't press down completely.
Okay.
So this here is stamped. The good news is that all the rest of them are real.
Cool.
All
I
right?
like that.
So you did pretty well, I mean, given how many that are here. And again, it's not forged. It's an authorized forgery.
All right, so what do you think they're worth? Is it the parts of the whole that's worth more money?
The whole.
Okay.
If you have it as a group, it tells a story. And that's what collectors really like, is a story. Grant is worth $1,000 by itself. The Teddy Roosevelt is worth about $750 by itself. But you put them together with this archive, you have the original tube and everything, you can be looking to up to $10,000.
All right, well, thanks, girl. You're the best.
You're welcome. Usually you see these documents individually, and they're interesting because they're signed by a president. But in this case, you're following someone's life. And that's really cool because you get to see all the different details of his promotions and the wars they must have served in, and that's what historians love.
This stuff takes time to sell. It's valuable, but who do you sell it to? Do you understand what I'm saying? So, that being said, I will give you $5,000.
About 65.
How about $5,000?
62?
I am not going to see no money out of this for at least a year. So, if you want the $5,000, I got $5,000. That's what I could do. I truly believe that you probably bought this for a lot less than that.
Deal.
All right, go write them up, son.
Oh, my fiance will definitely be happy. I spent $2,000 to get this collection. $5,000 is a great number. It'll get me married.
That's a 1920 phase pistol range.
This is cool. I mean, it was more or less the forerunner to the arcade game. It was gambling, but it wasn't gambling since it was marketed as a game of skill. But if you know anything about the way the aerodynamics of a penny flying across this thing, there is zero skill, it's all luck.
Right, yeah. I like anything that's coin-operated. Some of this stuff is just exceedingly rare, and you're never gonna find it. I'm not a collector, I'm a dealer. I want to collect things that make me money.
Some of these can go for a lot of money. This would have been most likely probably on a soda fountain in a drugstore. I know that Charles Fay was wildly successful, and he made a lot of machines. He
was the guy to build the very first three-reel slot machine.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
You want to try a shot just for the heck of it?
Okay, yeah. So exactly how does it work?
Well, you take a penny and you put it in the gun. You aim into one of the pockets. Aim a little higher to the left or the right. And when you get that, you get the chocolate that corresponds to the hole. Almost got it. There it goes.
This game is rigged.
Okay, now.
I just pull
reach
it.
your,
I
and
just
it
pull
falls
the
right
lever.
out. Yeah, it falls. Go ahead, and I'll hold. Yeah, so you got it. You won. 10
This
cents?
isn't 90 years old, is it?
No.
Yeah, this is a great little machine. Real simple design. I like it. I mean, I like it really cool too. I mean,
It's a neat piece.
tell me, what do you want to do with this thing?
Well, I wouldn't mind selling it. I would think $7,900 is a fair price, and my personal opinion is it's worth about 10 to 12.
I can tell you right now, this glass looks like it was replaced.
That's probably true.
I'll give you 4,500 bucks.
45, yeah. I've got 65 in it. You know, if you can beef that up a little.
I'd go like 47. I mean, I gotta retail it.
Okay, well, I'll give you my rock bottom. I could go 55. I think you could do a good $3,000 on that.
I'll give you $5,000.
Oh boy, you're tough.
5's a fair price, I think. It really is.
Oh, well, I need the money more than I need merchandise right now.
Okay. All right, so it's a deal?
With this, okay.
All right, I'll meet you right up there.
Okay. I was about to pass on the deal, but the time it would take me to auction it and get the money, and sure, I'd make an extra $2,000, but by that time, it's not worth it to me.
I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like it could be like a really old and hopefully really expensive coin.
It's George III and Resolution and Adventure. Sailed from England, 1772. This is interesting. Resolution and Adventure were Captain Cook's ships. Okay, you know who he was?
Was he the pirate from Peter Pan or something?
Wrong dude.
Okay. I was cleaning out my grandma's house and found it in one of the boxes. I had no idea that she was into like collecting things like that. Who knows where she got it? Like, I have no idea. I don't really have any use for the coin, or I figured maybe a couple bucks would be great.
Captain Cook worked his way in the annals of history to be one of the greatest ship captains ever. This is the guy who discovered Hawaii.
Wow.
Islands all over the Pacific. He mapped them all out. He invented some really amazing mathematics that helped them navigate where they were going. Captain Cook was an amazing guy. Captain Cook was a naturally brilliant navigator. The maps he made of Newfoundland in the 1750s were so good, they were still using them in the 20th century. If this has some relation to his world-famous voyages, there's some value here. I mean, it looks like maybe it attached to a ribbon. Maybe it belonged to an officer for being on that journey.
Cool.
Okay, I'm definitely intrigued, but I don't know if this was made in 1772, or if they sell these in the gift shop in England right next to all the old ships, okay?
Right.
There's some odd things here. I mean, it's one of the most detailed medals I've ever seen from that time period.
Oh.
And that's why I'm thinking it's a lot newer than that, but there's that little chance it's something.
Okay.
How much you want for it?
I'd be thrilled with 50 or 100 bucks.
Can you wait around so I can get someone to look at it? I'm really, really interested.
Okay, I definitely have the time, so thanks.
I'm gonna call the Rain Man of Coins.
Okay.
I should be able to get him down here in 15, 20 minutes, all right?
Awesome, thank you very much. I started to see dollar signs when he was like really excited about it, pointing out all these awesome, cool things about it. Yeah, I think the expert will let us know exactly what it is, what it's worth. I'm excited to hear what they have to say.
It looks old, and it's got Captain Cook's ships on the back of it, and I figured you would know what it is.
It's a very interesting item. This is a Resolution and Adventure medal. This journey lasted 3 years, from 1772 to 1775. He went down past the bottom of the African continent. He circumnavigated the southern portion of South America. He went to Fiji, Tahiti, New Zealand, Easter Island. He went everywhere. Captain Cook is really one of the most important explorers in modern history. In his third journey, Captain Cook tried to capture a Hawaiian. They objected and murdered him, along with some of his top men.
What do you think?
This is really an historical item. They They made 2,000 of these, but all of these went to Captain Cook, every single one of them, in a cask, and he carried them on his journey.
Wow.
He was to give them out to local chiefs as tokens of esteem.
So, I mean, so when he would land it on an island, he would hand a few of these out, and, you know, everyone would ooh and ah, because a lot of these islands where he's landing at, the indigenous people haven't even discovered metalworking yet.
Right. These would have been extremely interesting to the recipients. And so each one of these is pedigreed right back to Captain Cook. He handled every one of them.
Whoa.
There may have been some left over. This may have been one that was presented and then handed down generations or found in the soil.
All right, so did they ever restrike these?
They struck the original batch. Certainly people have tried to counterfeit them by casting them later, but this is struck, and it has this loop on top, and all of them had that.
Okay.
But it's the real McCoy. This is...
I mean, so that was struck in 1772?
Absolutely.
Oh. To hear Dave say this is from the 1700s is amazing. But the fact that this was actually in Captain Cook's hand, it's a real piece of history from one of the greatest explorers that ever lived. So what do you would think it would go for at an auction?
This one's actually in pretty good condition. Very nice looking piece. Has some of the original lighter brassy color to it. To me, it's about a $7,500 to $8,500 item.
That's amazing. $75 to $8,500 for that?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This was once owned and handled by Captain Cook, so it's far more than just a medal. It's an historical object with a fantastic pedigree, and collectors are willing to pay for that.
Okay. Should have just gave you your 50 bucks.
I think it's worth a couple more than 50 bucks. I feel like I should ask for what it's worth. So 7,500?
No. You know what? I'm gonna give you $5,000 for it. Okay, you know why I'm gonna give you $5,000 for it?
Why?
Because you owe it to me.
Why do I owe it to you?
Because, remember, an hour ago, you wanted 50 bucks for it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's, you just owe it to me because I just made you all this money.
Well, I guess
Think about it, okay? If it wasn't for me, you would have, if you walked in any other place on the planet, they would have gave you your 50 bucks and they would have left. So I think $5,000 is a deal.
Fair enough.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll beat you right over there.
Thank you, sir.
This is cool.
I didn't know what I had walking in. When he told me that this is what I'm gonna give you, I was pretty happy with it.
You must be Bob?
I'm Bob. How's it going, Bob? Pretty good.
So this is it.
Yes, it is.
1968 Dodge Dart GT. It's an American classic, late 60s muscle car, and it's a convertible. They're just really hard to find. It looks like it needs new fabric, though.
Yeah, you might have to wear a hat. I reached out to the shop because I'm looking to sell my 1968 Dodge Dart GT convertible. The condition of the car is pretty fair. I mean, it needs some love and care, but it's a great starting point for a great restoration. If I make the sale today, the money will go toward finishing up some of the other automotive restorations I have going on right now. I'm hoping to get $10,000 for my 1968 Dodge Dart convertible GT.
Pretty amazing. It looks relatively straight.
Yeah, it runs and drives. I'm not gonna say great.
Like it runs like it'll roll down a steep hill, or?
She runs good for as small car as it is.
Yeah, no, it was the Dodge Dart. I mean, it started off as kind of an economy car in like 1960. Late 60s come along, everything's getting longer and bigger, and Chrysler was just putting out some amazing cars at the time. They really were. I mean, like, they had the Barracuda, Charger, the Challenger. I mean, all this stuff was in the late 60s. And it's got that cool little whole Chrysler muscle car look to it. Okay, can I open up the hood?
Yeah.
That's pretty. 340 with a 4-barrel, Edelbrock high-rise manifold.
Does that rag suit a purpose in there, or?
Is that like a custom oil cap?
Yeah, I would say so. Keeps it from making a big mess in there.
All right. Can I start it up?
Yeah, please, go for it.
Sounds good. I mean, it's running clean. You know, there's front bumper's great, grill's great. There's some rust issues down there. Back trim piece, that can be cleaned up because that piece right there is like $1,000 for a used one. It looks like it's got possibilities.
So I got a feeling that you're just kind of out of projects, huh?
You know what? I'm 56 years old. I'll admit it. Midlife crisis. I need something like this. All right?
Okay, let me take it from here. What are you looking to do with it?
I'm looking to sell the car.
Any idea on what you're looking to get out of it?
I'm hoping to get about 10 grand out of it.
Okay, that doesn't sound too far away from what it could be worth as far as I'm seeing. So let me see if I can get Misha to come down and take a look at it, okay? Do you mind if we hang out and wait till he gets here?
No, sounds good.
All right.
My biggest concern with the expert is he may see things that maybe I didn't see that devalue the car. I need to try to get as much out of it as I can.
Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
Mish.
Hey, good to see you guys.
What do you think? American muscle.
Well, 68 Dodge Dart. This is actually the 4th generation of the Dodge Dart. Dodge Dart was made between 60 and 76, 16 years. 68, there was probably only about 8,000 of these ever made. And
do you know how many were made just in convertible?
Less than 8,000, Rick.
So apparently my dad's on another muscle car kick.
Well, no, I mean, I'm looking at this thing, I'm thinking, like, don't spend a fortune on it. You know, don't go crazy with the restoration, but I got a convertible 1960s American muscle. I mean, it's the American dream. So what do you think?
She's a little rough, you know, she's gonna need some paint and body. Interior's a mess. Does the top work?
Top works.
All right.
So, Mish, I mean, give me an idea. What are these things going for? Running well, looking cool?
A decent restoration, these things could yield anywhere between 35 to 45K.
Okay. So can we take it for a test drive?
Please do.
All right.
Go. Let's do it.
Excuse me, son.
I will. Have fun.
All right, I guess that blanket stuff's got to go in the back seat.
What's going on here? You want your blanket?
I don't know where that came from. Wouldn't want to get it cold in there. Now, you sure you don't want the blanket?
Oh, maybe. It is getting a little chilly here.
Let's see if the top works. Oh, look at that. That's a rarity right there.
Magic. Oh, excellent.
Look at this. It's convertible with the sunroof. I don't think we want to drive this around with the roof up.
See you guys later.
Okay.
Overall, I like the way it drives. Corey and I took a road trip to check out a 1968 Dodge Dart GT convertible, and I gotta say, it was love at first sight. So I had my car expert, Misha, meet us out here to go for a test drive and let me know if I'm being taken for a ride or if this Dart hits the bullseye.
How the brakes?
Brakes are good. I mean, like, it's manual drum brakes, but runs like a champ. It's got possibilities. I don't even need air conditioning in the thing. You know, because, like, I'm never going to drive it with the top up.
No, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a perfect car for here.
Yeah, I look good in it. Makes me look 10 years younger, doesn't it? Oh, that is so bad.
Oh, no. Maybe a little rubbing issue there. Our front wheel offset's a little too large. Actually, needs some love, Rick.
Yeah.
And some different wheels up front.
Yeah, different wheels up front, and the alternator gauge doesn't work, and the oil pressure gauge doesn't work. But besides that...
Well, they made it back.
Yeah, we made it back. So, Misha, I mean, if you were to, like, make Rick look cool...
$1 million. So he goes through these phases. It's about the 3rd or 4th muscle car phase I've been through in my life with him. What's it worth as it sits?
As it sits right now, I'd value it at 8 grand.
All right.
So how much do you think, if you did all the work, how much would it cost?
45K.
All right, dude. I will let you know what happens.
All right.
I have a lot of pondering to do here.
All right, well, you let me know. Good luck with that. All right, Bob, good luck.
All right, take care.
Take it easy, man.
All right. I'll give you 4 grand for it.
Can you do a little more than that?
Let's face it, the thing is kind of a problem. It needs a roof, it needs an interior, it needs wiring, it needs new wheels and tires, it needs paint.
I can do 7.
All right, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $5 grand cash right now. I take it off your hands, I give you room in your garage, and it's my problem because it's a massive project car.
All right, I think we can work with that.
Sweet, $5 grand.
All right, seems like you guys got some paperwork you got to do. You want to give me your keys?
You don't want to drive this?
Not in the slightest.
They're sitting on the front seat.
All right, take it easy, have fun.
All right, let's get some paperwork done.
Sounds good.
I absolutely love this thing.